In this video we'll be looking at one of my favourite songs, Hypersonic Missiles by Sam Fender. This song is actually played in C-sharp standard tuning, but I'm going to show you how to play the parts in standard tuning so you can get started straight away. If you want to jam along with this song, you'll have to detune your guitar by a minor third, but the parts will be played in exactly the same way. The first chord we're going to play is a G5. It's a strange fingering for this chord, so it's a second finger on the low E string at the 3rd fret. I'm going to have that finger muting the A string, open D and open G, 3rd finger on the B string at the 3rd fret, and that finger's going to mute the high E string. I'm going to strum all down strums pretty much throughout the entire verse. I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're going to accent the first beat, the 2 and the 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. At the end of each 2 bars we're going to play a 16th note ander on the 4 and, so it sounds like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so the G chord. We have 4 bars of that G chord before we move to an A7 sus4 chord. Got an open A, 2nd fret of the D string with the 1st finger, open G and 2nd fret on the B. And the rhythm is exactly the same. And 4 bars again of that before we move to a C sus2 chord. It's essentially the same as the first shape we played, except for we're moving that 2nd finger down to the A string at the 3rd fret rather than the low E string. Same rhythm again, but only for 2 bars this time. Then we move back to the A7 sus4 for 2 bars. Before we go back to that first G chord we played for 2 more bars. Okay, so the whole verse starts off on the G. A, C, A, G. Before we go into the chorus, we have a linking G part. I'm going to play the same G as before, but we're going to move the 3rd finger down to the high E string at the 3rd fret. I'm going to strum down 4 times before we put our 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. Strum down 4 more times, then we've got the pinky finger on the 4th fret of the G string. Strum down 4 times, and then we move our 3rd finger up to the 3rd fret of the B string and strum down 4 more times. Okay, so. The chorus is going to sound like this. So we start off with a C chord. I'm going to strum down, 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 up, down. And on the up, on the 4 and, we're going to swap to that A chord. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and we'll strum up, down. And we're going to catch 2 and 3 on the A string. A little run up to that C chord there, so. So it's not so accurate as it looks on the tab. We're kind of strumming and aiming for those 2 particular notes. It doesn't matter if you catch an open string or whatever as you're doing it. Down, up on the C chord before we go to G for the G part. We've got down, 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 up, down. And then for the next few notes, we're going to put the 2nd fret of the G string down with the 1st finger. I'm going to strum up, down. The whole G part, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down. The second half of the chorus, we start on an A chord. We've got down, 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 up before we hit the 2 and the 3 on the A again. And say on the C chord for up, down, down. So. G. Same as the first time. So the whole chorus sounds like this. During the drum fill section, the strumming on the chords changes slightly. We accent the chords in a slightly different way to align with the drum fill. There's going to be an accent on the 1, 2 and 4 of the first bar, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In the second bar, there's going to be an accent in the 1 and, the 3 and the 4, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So go. The outro is played slightly differently as well. We start off the same with an A chord, down, 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 up, then the little run 2, 3 on the A string before we go to a C chord, and we're going to play up, down, down, up. Okay, so. And then we're going to go to that little G bridge part where we go. And that will repeat till the end of the song. So the whole outro section starts on that A chord and sounds like this. The second verse, there's a very simple riff played on the D string, 9th fret for 1 bar, then 7, 5. Really easy. There's a really cool riff in the chorus that sounds like this. Start off with the 3rd finger on the 7th fret, the A, then to the 5th fret with the 1st finger on the D, 7th fret on the D, 9, 7 still on the D, 5 on the D, finish off 5 on the A. Play exactly the same thing the second time, but we don't go back to the A on the 5th fret. And the 2 together. During the drum build-up, there's a little riff that plays out 7 on the A, 9 on the D. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. Then we move this down to 5 on the A and 7 on the D. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. Finish on 5th on the D. So the outro riff starts off the same way. 7 on the A, 9 on the D, 7 on the A, 9 on the D, 5 on the A, 7 on the D, 5 on the D, a bar earlier than you would expect. The second part of the outro riff is very similar to the chorus riff, it just has a different phrasing. We start for the 7th fret of the A, go to 9th fret on the D, back to 7th on the A, then we've got to run down 9, 7, 5 on the D, finish on the 5th fret of the A. So. We do exactly the same the second time, but we don't go to the 5th fret on the A. So. If you're a fan of Sam Fender, you can find more tutorials for his songs on my channel, or check out this link here. Good luck with this one. It's a little bit tricky rhythmically in places, but it's well worth the effort and it's a fantastic song to jam along to. Good luck, happy practicing, and take care.